And yeah, if you have any questions that I can answer, otherwise I can go in and start sharing my screen and walking you through the course.
Okay.
So and then if people join us, that's fine. If not, the recording will be up. So, oops, let's see, that one, share that. Here we go, Larissa. Larissa's here. Hi, Larissa. I don't know if your microphone is working or not. So Trevor, what can you see on your screen?
I can see your what you're sharing. It says Zoom. It's basically your Canvas.
Yes. Okay. I just want to make sure. So it should be the home page that you come to. So Larissa, if your audio starts working, just jump right in and say hi, or if you have any questions. You can also on these meetings, there's a chat. And so you can, if you have questions, you can go to the chat and type in questions. That's another way to communicate. So yeah, so basically this is the home page. This is the page that you come to when you get to the course. Right now, it's the welcome to the summer session. And so the page has any recent, up to 3 recent announcements. So you'll always see those there. And then we have the tips for success, different links to activities, my email, let's see. And then some different links that you can go to. Let's check the chat here, hold on. Here we go. Oh, that's okay. You can hear us okay, I think. Yes, Larissa? Larissa says her audio isn't working. So,
Ms. Solinger,
yes.
I believe that there is a number that you can call for Zoom, and you just have to punch in the meeting code, and it'll connect it for audio.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, if you can hear me, that's good. You can always message me on Hangouts. That's the other thing. We use Hangouts because in the nursing program, in Nursing and Allied Health, a lot of times with clinicals, we're out and about all over the place. And so the students would be texting us on our cell phone, but that gave them our cell phone number. And if there would ever be any issues, if I had to pull up one of the texts on my phone, by rights, they could ask for access to all of my text messages, regardless of who they were sent to. So like my husband or my kids. So we decided that instead of giving out our phone number, which I still give you, that using Hangouts is best, because then we can trace back, you know, wouldn't be anything, you know, it's just teacher-student communication. Yeah. So that's why we've gone to using the Hangouts. So where were we? So check in frequently, stay on top of assignments, you know, stay in touch with me, which a lot of people are doing. I think I'm pretty easy to get a hold of, and I respond fairly quickly. I'm going to try to have my office hours Mondays and Fridays at some different times. I can also do evening hours. People can you can just message me on Hangouts, and we can get to a Zoom meeting. That's not a problem. And then the links down here, this will take you to about your instructor. So you get to see me, and it's basically the same things. There's a little video where I say hi, and that's a transcript, tell you a little bit about myself. And the syllabus is actually the syllabus. This takes you to the modules, which we'll go to in a second. But all these individual components, these make up the syllabus. So these are our policies, our program outcomes. These are the ones that you guys probably really care about, is the learning outcomes for the course. There's a paper you're going to write. There's a capstone reflection that you're going to do. If we go next, and every time you hit next, it should take you through the syllabus. So the books, the course materials, again, no books, everything's online. I did change one of the links because I realized I had the wrong link up. So these are this is a website. Human Development Lifespan is a website, and the Child Family Community is a book, an ebook-ish. And then we're also going to use Flipgrid a little bit later. So I can show you how to do that. I don't know, Trevor, have you used Flipgrid before? It's the one where you make like little videos, little like 2-minute videos, and you can respond back to each other. Nope, you're frozen, sorry.
Not, the only thing was XYZ.
Oh, okay, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, that's all we have is XYZ. That was
Okay.
from my Math 123, and then.
Okay, that was probably a math application. Cool. And then the course outlines the description, the objectives. So these are the objectives that we're going to try and meet throughout our 6 weeks together. And I will refer to those in the in each of the assignments. So you can see how everything kind of references to each other. So you know why I have you doing whatever assignment or activity that I have you doing. The different course content that we'll be covering in some detail. Some will be more than others. But basically, we're going to start off this week with communication, Healthy People 2020, and some government influences. Next week, we'll move into culture, families, and the developmental theories. And then the weeks after that, we'll actually go into prenatal, infant, toddler, preschooler, going through the lifespan. But the communication skills and understanding how the family influences growth and development and culture influences growth and development it's a good fundamental base to have moving forward. And then the grading and assignments, this is where you can go to see what assignments there are. You access the assignments through the modules. So when I get to the modules, I'll show you how to do that. But basically there's 1,000 points in the course. So in order to get an A, you have to have earned 900 points and so on down the scale. The majority of the points are in the discussions. The discussions are worth a total of 210 points. The first discussion, which is due Wednesday, is the getting to know you discussion. That one's just, there's some guidelines there that you follow. There's a little film clip I ask you to look at and you give me some feedback on that. And then you don't even have to reply to somebody else. If you'd like to, you can, but there is the other Healthy People 2020 discussion where you will have to reply to people. So for the getting to know you, you just have to post. And then we'll have discussions each week, except for week 4. I don't have one for week 4. I have you doing some activities that week that I think speak better than a discussion would for that week. Your developmental paper is worth 100 points. And I have you turning in drafts as you go along. So like a draft for the introduction, a draft for the body, draft for the conclusion, to keep you kind of on track as you're going, and then you guys will peer review each other. So it's really important to stay on top of that so that you can look at other people's work. It's anonymous. You won't know who will have looked at your work, but you should give each other good constructive feedback to how to make it better. And then hopefully you'll get some ideas, of what other people are doing, and hopefully that will help you. There are also, yes, go right ahead, Trevor.
So is our feedback on our peer review gonna remain anonymous, or do we have to? Okay.
Yeah, I have it set up that it's anonymous. So people won't, like if somebody was giving you some feedback, you wouldn't know who it was, and they won't know that it's you. It's anonymous, but it'll show up when you click on the assignment, it will show up and have the feedback comments on there. There should be comments there. And I have links to how to, the links to Canvas to show you how to provide feedback and find feedback and all that. So, and if people have questions, we can Zoom and I can help you with that. But I have it set up as anonymous. And the growth and development templates. So when we get to that stage, there's a template I have you fill out that goes over Erikson and Piaget, the different developmental theorists, and then some of the key things that you should know for each of those developmental stages. So it's kind of a good study guide, and it would be something to keep as you move along in your nursing or healthcare career. And then there are some different assignments to work on for the different weeks. There's a developmental theories, parenting styles, toy comparison. I love the toy comparison when you compare for a toddler and a preschooler. You actually go online and like you're going to do some teaching for the parents. to do that, and the safety campaign for school-age child, and then some other assignments. And those they're not discussions, they're not shared. You just turn them in. There's guidelines for everything. Key terms, there's key terms for each week. There's 10 key terms worth 20 points. You need to have the references there for wherever you got the definitions, which some will be in your reading, others you might have to look to other sources. And those are worth 20 points. And then the quizzes, I had a student ask me today about the quizzes. The quizzes are generally 5 to 10 questions. Some are short answer, some are multiple choice, fill in the blank, true, false, matching. You have approximately 2 hours or more to complete each quiz. They're open book, open note. And so if people need extra time or have questions about that, you can let me know. The other thing is that at the end of the PowerPoint lessons that I have for you, there's a screen called That's a Wrap that has key points for you to know. And those are basically could potentially be questions that you'll see on the quizzes. And then learning activities, these go along with the assignments as well, but they're more interactive things that you do with each other. Like you guys have already kind of done the Google Hangouts one, the syllabus review is one, the communication styles and beliefs and values, those will be ones that you'll interact with each other. So that's why they're called activities. And those are all worth 10 points. And then you'll have a final capstone reflection worth 50 points. And that will have to do with some of your thoughts and about the course and about growth and development and how you want to move forward and some things like that. I do usually have a capstone project, but being that it's the 6 weeks and I just thought it would be better to do a reflection, and that would be worth 50 points. So that's where you can find the point values and the assignments. And then if you just continue through the syllabus, it tells you, how much time potentially you're going to be spending in the course. We have some community guidelines. Here's the APA formatting page. Someone had mentioned, I think in the syllabus activity, that they appreciated the APA formatting page. There's a little video here that kind of shows you how to do student formatting in APA format, and it's mostly for your references, for your keywords, and for your paper, to make sure that you have citations in the paper, that they're cited correctly, and that your reference list is also cited appropriately. And then there's, I think I put 3, one Scriber, APA style, and Purdue Online OWL. All 3, the links will take you there, and whichever one speaks to your learning style to show you how to reference a book or a web page or that type of thing, whatever works for you. And FERPA, which is protection for you, cheating, nobody cheat. Your papers will get turned in on Turnitin, by the way. And then the college does have a drop policy, so this is kind of important if you're going to drop, because this is a 6-week course. The actual first drop date is today. So anybody that is not enrolled or hasn't, anybody that is enrolled but has not contacted me or has not turned in some portion of an assignment, I can potentially drop you as of today. I usually will make contact first before I would drop anybody, just in case certain things are going on. So you have up until the summer session ends on July 25th. So you have until July 13th if you wanted to drop the course. So just to make you aware of that, not that you would want to drop the course because it's such a great course. However, if you felt the need, then you have that option. DSPS for students who need accommodations. So my understanding from Dean Kazmar, who's the Dean of Nursing and Allied Health, is that the DSPS office is not currently open. So if you need accommodations, I would suggest that you contact me privately, email me, and then we can talk about that. I'm not sure why they're not open. I've just been told probably because we're not really allowed on campus. But I do want, if people have accommodations, I would like to work with you on that. And the emergency statement, so this is the campus-wide, you guys can read that, there's a cute little video, gives you review for, or like if there's concerns about somebody or there's an incident on campus, these are links to the Hartnell web pages that have those forms available to you. This is the link to the Nursing and Allied Health page. Our handbook, policies and procedures are there. If you have questions about applying to vocational nursing or registered nursing or respiratory care, the links are there. So feel free to do that. I believe Dean Kazmar is the only one in the office these days, but you can certainly email and those types of things, or let me know and I can send her an email and we'll get you the information that you need. So this is the syllabus review activity. Some of you have already started on that. The assignments should have links in them to where you need to go. So for example, there is a link here back to the beginning of the syllabus page that you could review. And then this link here will take you to the actual, syllabus review activity, which some of you have already done, which is great, and you're doing it correctly, so thank you. So basically you just number, so I know how many people still need to do the assignment. You write one thing you learned or that was important to you in the syllabus, but you can't repeat anything. So the sooner you get in and do it, the less stress you'll have at the end trying to find something new that somebody else hasn't posted. So, see, there's Maria now in real time typing her answer. So I'm gonna give her some privacy there. So there's that. And then I will try to respond to you like I've done to the other students. There's a rubric that actually needs to be 10 points, not 5 points. I will change that. And the rubric tells you what you need to do. And then there's usually at the end of the module, there's a module complete page, something that sums it up or tells you what you need to do, a reminder what you needed to do. So that was the syllabus module. If we go back to the home page, maybe. There we go. You'll see on the left-hand side, let me do this. Let me go to student view because that'll be the same view that you see. That'll probably help. Okay, so this should look somewhat, Trevor, this should look kind of like what your page looks like when you get on. It's kind of the same thing. It just doesn't have as many things on the side, right? So we did syllabus, announcements. If you want to look at all of the announcements, you click on announcements and it will take you to all of just the announcements. Modules, this is where you're going to live. You're going to live in modules because these are the lessons that you have, the weekly lessons that you have, the reading, everything will be there for you. The welcome module you had to complete first. I fixed it. People were having trouble with checking off the assignment, so I took that part away. So I think people were able to get to the syllabus. But if you have questions about campus resources, about what kind of tech support you need, type of computer, that's all there. Talks a little bit about preparing for an online course, as well as the core rules of Netiquette, which should pop up. There we go. So basically all I'm asking you to do is just read through these. This is an online course, so sometimes things can be taken the wrong way or misconstrued. So just remember we're all human and try to be professional, and take things in, look at it from that. You think the person that's communicating is doing the best they can, right? There's no malintention from anybody. We're all on the same page. We're all here to succeed and learn. So I think that's a good rule. And then you have the Google Hangouts activity. And then what will happen
I'm not sure how to help with that question.
There is also general course discussion. So if anybody has any questions regarding lessons or whatever, this is the place to do it. And that way other students can see it, they can offer suggestions, and hopefully you can help each other. I can answer the questions and that kind of thing. So, yes, sir.
I'm not sure how to get to the to that Google Doc that you were showing earlier?
Which one? For the Google Hangouts or for
No,
syllabus?
the syllabus.
The syllabus. So if you go, you should be able, let's back up here. So if we went home, Google Hangouts. Oh, I know the best place to go. So if you go to modules.
Okay.
And hopefully your screen looks the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the welcome module, and I believe you did the Hangouts. If you go down to syllabus, right, then did that module open for you?
Yeah.
Okay, and so if you go down to the bottom, before you get to module complete, it should say learning activity. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you click on it, that should pop up.
Okay.
Okay, and then if you go to this link, syllabus review activity Google Doc, is that a link on your end? Can you click on that?
Yeah, I can.
And then what happens?
It takes me to the syllabus review activity.
Okay, so it's that Google Doc. Then
Yeah.
that's what you need to do. That's all you need to do for that. You need to read through the syllabus, and then you go to that the Google Doc, and then you just have to write you know, whatever number it is and you are in the line of students, and then you write one thing that you learned, and it can't be something that somebody else has said. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if, yep, and Maria's there, yay, okay. And so then we'll go back to the modules. And I am trying to figure out, because when I go to discussions, there should be more than one discussion. Oh, there it is. Now it worked. Okay. So let's go back up to modules. The next module is your research paper. Okay. And you can see that, right? I never know what students can see. I'm hoping they can see what I see. And so the way this module works is that the first page is the research paper. So what you're asked to do is you're going to choose a developmental stage that interests you, that you want to learn more about, or maybe one that you already know about. And I don't know, is there one that interests you, Trevor, or teenagers, young adults, toddlers?
Well, seeing as how my nephew is still kind of a toddler, it'd be more towards the toddler point.
Okay, well, not that you have to. I'm just going to use toddler then as an example as I walk you guys through the paper. So you're going to do the research for the toddler age. So in the introduction, you have to answer the questions, right? But that's basically the rubric, is which developmental stage did you choose? I chose toddler stage. Why did you choose it? Because my nephew. What do you hope to learn from researching this particular stage? I'd like to know, you know, how to interact with him better, and to know what's coming next, you know, what to be looking for, or, you know, something to that effect. And then as you move through the body, so that's the first draft that you turn in, is the introduction. The second draft that you turn in is the body, sections 1 and section 2. You with me still? Yes? Yep. Okay. And so in section 1, you're going to describe the age group, just a basic overall, you know, toddlers from this year, this month to this month, typical changes in physical growth, like how much they grow in weight, how much they grow in height, other physical changes that take place. And then, excuse me, discuss a little bit about heredity versus environment as influences. We'll talk about that in week 3. You know, as far as growth and development. So how much does genetics play into growth and development? How much does environment play in? And then in the second section, section 2, you're going to address nutritional needs for the toddler, like how many calories, how fast do they burn calories, how many, if you use My Plate, how many ounces or servings of this, that, or the next thing would you need? And then also to address any deficiencies in nutrition. So in other words, if they didn't get enough vegetables or they didn't get enough protein or something, then what would happen to their potentially to their growth and development. Then you briefly describe Freud's psychosexual theory of development, just very briefly, and then go into 2 defense mechanisms. And again, that will be in week 3. You certainly can look those up online as well, but that would be that particular section. And I give you little hints, like the best format would probably be to write a paragraph for each topic, or you could do one large paragraph as long as all the points are met in the paper. And then section 3, so depending on which developmental stage a student chooses, if it is infant, early childhood, which would be toddler, middle, or adolescence, you're going to talk about cognitive achievements, so Piaget, psychosocial, which is Erikson, moral thinking, which is Kohlberg, and then language development according to Vygotsky. So you'd have 4 separate paragraphs, one for each, talking about how cognitive development or cognitive achievements would you see in a toddler, and if you didn't see those, what would that mean to you? And then for adult or middle adulthood, you do young adulthood or middle adulthood. Again, you would do Piaget, Erikson, and Kohlberg. But because there are different adult developmental theorists, you can choose whether you would speak to Levinger, Levinson, or Havinghurst. I do spend some time talking about Havinghurst, so that might be a good one to do, but again, you could do either one. And then if you choose late adulthood or advanced old age, again, Piaget, Erikson, Kohlberg, and then you can add in Peck or Ashley. They have a retirement theory and another old age development, theory. So depending on which age, then you go to the number and look and see what you need to include. And then section 4 would be talking about emotional development, and giving some examples, and then at least 3 appropriate play or social activities. So for a toddler, what would you expect a toddler to be able to do? Are they going to play catch? Are they going to play with somebody? Are they going to play by themselves? What would you expect to see, and what's appropriate for that age? And then you have a conclusion, which is the other draft that you turn in. Again, just answer the questions. What new information did you learn? Do you know anybody in the age groups to compare? If you don't, that's okay. Just think of somebody you've seen in media or in public and compare to that. And then how is the information that you learned while writing the paper going to help you in other settings? So my assumption, it may be flawed, but my assumption is that most of you that are in this class are hoping to be accepted into the VN or RN program. Either here or someplace else. So hopefully this developmental paper will help you either see how to interact with toddlers or understand what it's like to be a parent of a toddler a little bit more. And then that would help you moving forward in your nursing or speech therapy, occupational therapy, whatever health career you were looking to join. And then the final section would be references, a minimum of 3 references. Remember, make sure they're cited in the paper. This takes you back to that APA formatting page. And so that's basically the paper. So it's due July 18th, which is week 5, the end of week 5. And then each of these separate things are the assignments to turn in the draft. And then we have, the week 1 module is open. I'll open up week 2 tomorrow. I'm still trying to get my videos transcribed correctly. And what I'm going to do, this week 1 overview page, so we're in week 1, the modules all look the same. So it's very consistent throughout the weeks. So what you will see is on the overview page, which I will make the home page each week. So each week the home page will change to be the weekly overview, so that when you come to the home page, you can see, oh, I have this, 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 and this that I need to accomplish this week. So the learning outcomes are posted here. And everything is broken down into lessons. So the communication lesson, there's the communication styles activity. This will take you to that, that Google Doc. There is, this link will take you to the chapter I want you to look at for communication. Again, the assignments are the communication styles and the week 1, which is getting to know you, which a lot of you are working on already. And that would complete the communication lesson. And the second part of week 1 is the Healthy People 2020 and Governmental Influences in Healthcare lesson. And again, this is the overview. In that specific lesson, I have all the links there for you. You're going to go to those web pages to learn about blue zones and healthy people. And there's also some government websites for you to look at. So you have key terms and then the discussion for Healthy People 2020. So you can get to the discussion either through this link or back on the left menu where it says discussions. And then there'll be a quiz. And so the quizzes, again, are open book, open note. They're about 2 hours. You have about 2 hours to complete them. Again, like 5 to 10 questions. And the way it works is that the quiz will open up on Friday evenings at 5 and remain open until Sunday at midnight. So you can choose to take the quiz at any point during that time. It's just that once you start, you need to finish. You can't like go in and come out. You're not really supposed to do that. I do have it set up so that you do have 2 attempts available. So if you wanted to go in and look at the questions and try to answer them and then submit that and then go back knowing the questions and work on them, you have that available to you. So you do technically have 2 attempts for the quizzes. Again, the quizzes are not the bulk of the points in the course. They're kind of like little checkpoints to see if you understand or have met the objectives for the week. So let's go ahead and look at the week 1 key terms. All the key terms for the weeks will be in the same format. It will just be different words. So these would be provide definitions for the following key terms for week 1. These are the terms to define. So when defining terms, please use complete sentences. Each definition is worth 2 points, and you need to include a reference, whether you got it from the readings or another source, and the reference should be in APA format. What you could do, I did suggest this to a student today, is that you could, say you find yourself, you're going to be using the same reference, make yourself a Word doc and put those references on the Word doc, and then all you have to do is cut and paste into the key terms. And again, the APA format link is there, and if you need to learn how to submit an assignment, that's there as well. And the rubric is also there. And we were in there. So this is the lesson for the Healthy People 2020 in government. So again, like in communication, you have the objectives and the lesson, and I have provided for you PowerPoint slides. So you have just the PowerPoint slides available if you'd like to look at those or make those into notes pages. And you also have a, this is the video lesson. It's also closed caption. And I will provide a transcript for it. I just haven't gotten there yet. But this is me giving examples talking about the PowerPoint. And I still have to post the government one. I'm still transcribing that one. And then this is your reading. So your reading is basically to go to the Healthy People 2020 website. These links should take you there to Blue Zones. And then the little comments here sort of ask you or tell you where to focus. So for the Blue Zones, focus on the Power 9, you'll learn about that, and ways that you could incorporate 1 or 2 of them into your community. So we're going to take some of these things, these are health promotion, disease prevention measures that we can take and then move across development. So we'll be talking about those across the developmental stages as we move through the weeks in the course. And then the reading for the Healthy People 2020 is going to help you with your discussion. And then sometimes I'll have supplemental materials if there's some place that you might want to go. These are different legislation, healthcare legislation links in case you're interested to know what legislation is on the horizon. And let's see, lessons, objectives, there we go. Reading, supplemental materials, and then, and the modules just continue to take you through. So this is the discussion for week 1. This is the Healthy People 2020 discussion. And once you've looked at the PowerPoints and the lesson and you go to the website, this will make a lot more sense. But everything, everything's here for you. It tells you what you need to do. And you need to post before you can see other people's posts. So here's how this works. Hopefully people have done discussions before. I think they're kind of pretty much the same. So your initial post is generally due on Wednesday, and then your responses to peers are due, this week is, since we're starting on Monday, you have till Sunday for everything. So I think your initial post we can make due on Thursday to give you that extra day, since you're getting to know you is due on Wednesday. But when you respond, you have to respond after Wednesday, right? So that gives everybody a chance to post. Because what I've seen in the past is that one person will post and then everybody responds to them. And then the person that's posted last, nobody responds to them because they've already responded to everybody else. So this way, if everybody has their post in by the due date, Wednesday or Thursday for this week, then people can go in after that and respond to the post that speaks to them. And I think that will provide for a better learning experience. So this particular one discussion is talking about Healthy People 2020. We're going to look at the leading health indicators during different phases of the life cycle. And so what I'm asking you to do is go in and look at the different leading health indicators. These are not all of them, there are 12. I chose, what is that, 7. If you wish to speak to a one that's not on here, that's fine, let me know and I can give you some guidelines to of what to do. But for example, let's see, so access to health services. So if you click on that link, it will take you to that page at Healthy People 2020. And you're looking at either people with medical insurance or people with a usual primary care provider. So is there a physician that they see on a regular basis? So I take you here in the lesson as well, but let's just take a look at it so you can see. So this is the access to health services. These are all the leading health indicators over here. So if you wanted to come up with a program that helped with a person to see their usual primary care provider, I'm not sure what that would be, but whatever you would come up with, this may not be the best one, but it gives you sort of the impact of having access or not having access. It then talks about access to healthcare in terms of developmental stage. So if there was something for children or adolescents or adults, that kind of thing, or also determinants, what determines like where you are in a community, that type of thing. And then any latest data that might be available, like have they met the goal? Is it not met? Are we close to meeting it? Just some different information like that. I'm not sure that access to healthcare is the best choice, but it is a choice. You might think more about nutrition, obesity among children and adolescents. That might be something that you could think of a community program that you might want to implement. So it's taking these things and figuring out how you could implement it in your community. And then you respond to 2 classmates commenting on the program that they would like to develop. Do you like it? Do you have suggestions for them? Expand on their comments in a value-adding topic-related way, collaboration, support, that kind of thing. You shouldn't, hopefully it's 1 to 2 paragraphs, and my version of paragraph is 5 sentences at least. And then the replies to your peers can't just be like, oh yeah, I agree, good job. It has to be substantive. You have to have at least a paragraph response to them. And if you can throw in an example from the weekly lesson, then that's great. And so these are just some different supporting materials. And then if you're going to reply to the discussion, you just click on reply and it opens the box and you can put your response there. Your best bet is probably to write it out on a Word doc and then copy and paste it into the discussion. That way you don't lose it when you're like halfway through and have to start over again. And then if we go into the discussions, they'll open up each week. So here you see the getting to know you. About 10 people have posted. Somebody's posted in the week 1 discussion. And then again, if people have questions, you can put them here in the general course discussion. To get to any of the Confer Zoom meetings, you can click on this. And then if I do have office hours in Cranium Cafe, then I'll tell you that, and you can get there from this link as well. So I'm going to go back to the modules, because again, the modules is where you're going to be doing the bulk of your, spending the bulk of your time. So for example, this week, communication, that's the lesson that will tell you, that gives you the reading. The PowerPoint slides are there. There's the recorded lesson. There's this other little video from friends, talks about nonverbal cues that I'd like you to watch. I like to include videos. And then there's some different supplemental resources if you want more information about that. And then that should actually take you, and again, next page, next page, next page. It should just walk you right through it. There's the communication styles, and then it will take you to the healthy people, and it'll just keep moving you along. And then when it's time to take the quiz, I'll open it up on the module, and you can just click on the link. It's just not open right now, but that's where you can go, right? So you're gonna live in the modules. Is there what else can I tell you that I haven't told you already, or that those of you that are here, how can I help? Or does that help with understanding kind of what the expectations are? So nobody has questions. I guess that's good. Is there anything else you want me to go over? Did I miss anything that you had questions about? No? Good. Okay. So that was basically what I had wanted to do, is kind of do a walkthrough of the course. The other thing, actually, let me show you. The homepage, you should be able to view the course calendar, right? So like your to-do list comes here, any announcements, like this is an announcement, that's a discussion, the little icons mean different things. And if you wanted to view the course calendar, you can click on that button and it should show you, you can color code growth and development however you'd like, and it will show you when everything's due. So that's kind of a nice thing. And then the other thing that you can do, and you can do it from the home page as well, is what's called view the course stream. That's also on the syllabus page. Nope, that's what I wanted. But it will show you due dates and assignments. It's all kind of on one page. It will show you the discussions, the due dates, right? So those are all there. So if you wanted one, it also has the announcements. So if you wanted sort of one page that had it all, this would be another place that you could go that would have the due dates, or that you could find the information, because that doesn't have the due dates. That's when it was posted. And I will show you on the syllabus another place that you can go. If you go to the bottom of the syllabus, here's the course summary. So the due dates are also, I kind of like this one because it goes by week. It's pretty clear to me, I think, of when everything is due. So here's another place that has the due dates assigned there. So you can kind of see what the workload will be. And you should know how to get a hold of me if you have questions, and I will provide feedback as best I can. I try to get to all the Hangouts and Google Doc type things. Discussions, I can't reply to everybody every week because there's like 26 of you and one of me. But I will try to respond to different people each week. And I might also add some more discussion prompts to help the discussion go a little bit deeper as well. So if you need library, if you need to look up resources, we now have the Hartnell College Library link there. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but if you need to look up research resources or, you know, online textbooks or, you know, for resources, this is another good place that you can go. You don't have to be on campus to use the library. Alrighty, well, then thank you very much. And I'm glad you guys could make it. It's nice to meet you. And I will end the recording and post it once it downloads. It takes a while to download. Let me find my